Coming up.
Well, hello there. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Matthew May Show. Now, as stated in the title, this will be a mukbang. I've got, well, a mukbang on benefits. Let's just say I've not really got much special. I've got a. I didn't really know the criteria for these videos. Like, is it just eating and talking things? Well, usually I imagine to be answering questions. By this point of recording, I won't have had any comments, so now would not be the time to answer them, because at this point, at the time of recording, I don't know what those comments are. But all I do know is I can say a couple of things about myself that I can go into a greater detail on, basically, because this is the first episode. This is the only one we'll have this year, and we have Asda Meat Feast Pizza here. We've got Highland Spring, Pepsi Max. This thing, I swear to God, I didn't have a clue. Like a Percy Pig carton juice. I couldn't resist. I never thought I'd save the day. And mini Victoria sponge as well. So yeah, I've got plenty. We can just hands just sit have a talk really. But I can get into this finally, because God's sake. Well, I mean, the first thing you know, pizza. Favourite meal by a mile. I like how there's I like it when it's kind of easy to eat them. You'll be able to tell me, answer in the comments below. You must have had a pizza before at some point where there's just so much stacked on it you can barely hold it upright. I sort of like snap it and fold it and hold it like this. But they actually do it pretty well. I don't know about you, and from my personal experience, Asda is like excess. They put so much on the pizzas. They're really good value for money, though. In terms of more meaty pizzas, there's so much meat on them. You could probably take some excess off and feed the dog for 2 weeks. It's you get that much, but it's good. The meat feast is yeah, the MVP for me though. That they do it every single time. They do it right. Nothing really wrong with them, really. Ideally, I shouldn't really be crunching down on the crust, creation and stuff, but it's fine. I was meant to get these things off, like, yeah, actually, funny story, because obviously I've never addressed on the channel so far that we've been in a pandemic, but I was meant to put my other set of braces on, I think it was on the bottom, yeah, a couple of days after the UK lockdown started, so therefore obviously my appointment got cancelled and got put back all that time. Oops. The delays were like immense, like absolutely massive. Oh well, that's, oh there it is. So the delays were massive, and when we finally got down to it and had the appointment, oh well, I missed probably a year having them on, but they could have been on, improving my teeth. So now I'm in a situation where I'm probably not going to get them off till some point next year. That's not ideally great, is it? At the time of recording anyway, some point in 2022 I'll probably get them off. If I know, as you're like cracking on with the with just having them on for a long period of time, you find that, I imagine all the people my age can relate to this, you just end up eating anything anyway. You get advised at the start to not eat these things. You shouldn't really, except for the odd occasion, but you know, it's just, the only stuff I can go and it's your favourite food. I got them on, I think it was maybe March 2018. That's a long time ago. I've grown up a lot since then, mind. I have. Changed an awful lot. I'm proud to say I have, at least. But then we all do, don't we, when we're young. The appetite don't change too much though, does it? You can act like it doesn't, but you can act like it does, but it doesn't. Once again, sound off in the comments if you know, you're still you're still hungry as ever. Yeah, it's. I think really just the whole eating and exercise thing. It's just been automatically harder because of lockdown. Things are more difficult by default, really. I mean, by the time this video comes out, it'll hopefully I'll have started regime to myself. I'm just getting out more again. You know, it's difficult because it's like trying to get yourself to do something if you're sitting on it, and you need the motivation to get started. It's with all things, especially now, the way our old routines were. We've been inside all this time. It's hard to actually kickstart things again because of motivation, because we've just lost it all. So yeah, Matthew, in a couple of months' time, you can report back. Tell me if you got off your ass. Good. So, it's the spicy beef, mind, it does, or I think it's beef anyway, it overrides a lot of everything else that's on it, mind. There's no ifs or buts about it. I migrated to this version of it being my favourite because I found the pepperoni one was really oily. Like really oily. I couldn't even get started on it. I just grew sick of it, really. This is very good, yeah. I feel kind of relaxed now because going into this video I was a bit cautious about how it would actually go. But I now genuinely feel like I'm just sitting with a friend opposite me on the table and we're just having a conversation, even though you can't answer back and I can't hear you, because it feels like that. I thought I'd just be sitting here like an idiot for however long it would take to have everything, but no, it's actually been quite comfortable so far. But if this is kind of a weird kind of content for you, really, just, you know, it's I apologise. I'll try and be sort of all over the place with what I'm doing. One thing's for sure, this thing's a mukbang on benefits. This will not be how the Matthew May show runs. I'm being very just talking about generic sort of things to kind of give you the feel for what the show's probably going to be. But it will be a general vlogging outside of the 2021 HQ here, outside doing activities. That's what the show will be from next year. So there's that certainly to keep an eye for. That's definitely something to keep in mind, because things will improve. It's much like the entire rest of the channel at this point. It's all just very sort of promisey of what's to come, and bog standard of all the divisions in general and what they have to show. I told myself starting the channel I had to go out and do it. I had to at least get started, otherwise again, motivation, you just don't want to get up in the morning and crack on. But you I knew I want to start from an okay standard, and hopefully over time I'll evolve and work my way up. By now, with this video coming out, you will have had 2 months of content. I hope I can at least hear from you that it's been okay, that the content's been okay, whether it be music or just shows or just in general videos and humour. I hope I've hit the mark at least a little bit and you've enjoyed yourselves. But that's my promise, things will get better. If you have liked it, great, it's going to get better for you. If you feel it's kind of missing the mark, or you absolutely downright hate it, I promise you it will at least become more bearable. That's the goal anyway. So yeah, really. So there's no real restrictions on what I could be vlogging about with this channel. Let's say I could have a sort of tennis day, and I could go to a tennis, and I could practice my tennis skills, and that could be the episode. Maybe which will sort of be like the specials, like Top Gear style. I could be going on holiday, or could be going to some far away stray place in the UK that's outside of the northeast. Then that'd be a slightly longer video, and without a doubt probably a more entertaining one. Harder to shoot and cover, don't get me wrong, but still easier in some ways. I can imagine those videos being more fun to develop. It's but really, yeah, it's all about, if looking at me as a person, you can have trust in the promises I'm making. Because I have thought this out. Every single upload, except for reaction videos and the Mr. Reacts, and also emergency videos that I just do impromptus, just spur of the moment. Aside from those videos, I plotted every single upload until the end of chapter 1, which is obviously summer 2023. So I am going to be very busy, and I've thought it all out in advance. So the execution might not be 100% there. Maybe even not for chapter 1. But what I can promise you, and what basically is the most plausible to believe, is that with everything I do on this channel, to even half an extent, my heart's in it, right? I'm not doing anything half-heartedly, really. I mean, even King, really. King was, well, the production wasn't great, I think we can all agree on that one. But the and the lyrics and just the flow of it all, I think was actually alright. In my personal opinion, anyway. I think for a first effort, it was half decent. But again, I can sit and be happy with the project. It's up to you lot, the audience, to really give it the feel. If you enjoyed it, great. And is there something more on the way of video game music? Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Right, and anyway, to your left. I will say, I think the appetite's like decreasing slightly. I feel as if you have like a peak, I think you're obviously more hungry. I'm sort of maybe 13 to 15/16. You're more hungry in that range gap, that range. And then you die down to just standard appetite. So really this is nowadays this becomes quite a challenge for me, this size. I manage though, that's fine. Speaking of the humour though, one thing that I haven't necessarily ruled out entirely for chapter 1 is Reddit videos. Now, I think personally, I don't think I'm going to do Reddit until I have at least maybe 1,000 subscribers. So 1,000 consistent members who watch. Then I know at least there's content there. But if not, I can always wait till chapter 2. It's not the end of the world. That's kind of the plan anyway. I read it. Because a lot of this YouTube stuff, really, I take a lot of my inspiration. I'd never in a million years consider myself like him. But I take a lot of inspiration from KSI and the Sidemen, if that. And his Reddit videos, they're like an event to me at this point. Having that communication with my audience is something I can only dream of. So I think once I get to 1K, I'll consider it. And then who knows, maybe this channel will go through the roof once I start doing Reddit, I don't know. It's all up for debate and we don't know, we don't have a clue. We don't know how good it's going to be. But yeah, let us know down below if you would, if you'd like to see Reddit from me once we hit 1K. I think it'll be fun. But I think unintentionally I gave people a lot of meme opportunities. So I screwed myself over way more times than I'd like. It's not a good thing. I'll give you a lot of the chance to just take the mic. Yeah, it'll be funny. It was really funny. Let us know. Right then. It couldn't be the end of this then. I can never stop talking. So this has actually become, I don't know why I doubted myself. This is I haven't like kept a lid on this. I've actually had a lot of things to say. They've just come into my head. Right then. And that's made pretty much that with the pizza anyway. Smashed it. I don't drink much, mind. I think I'm definitely gonna have dehydration problems. I need to have something. Have some water first. Yeah, just something stuck with the teeth. It's bound to happen, honestly. It's a gross truth, but I think a lot of you can relate. Right, so what's for after that to finish off? Well, I've got I'll probably mention this mini Victoria sponge underneath those drinks. Pretty canny. I find myself when it comes to food really very much sort of a traditionalist. I like simple things. Texture's a big no-no for me though. It's certain textures. I mean, I could have loads of different types of pasta and enjoy them very much, but spaghetti's off the table. There's no, I could never handle it. This seems very childish, but I can't be the only one sure who looks at a split of spaghetti and just says a bunch of words. I'm sorry about ruined spaghetti for anybody from that, but I surely can't be the only one. Surely, I just couldn't do it. Say twisting around the fork with the load of them. No, it's never not happening. Ah well. But yeah, no, I just can't. I find, yeah, the MVP for desserts as well. The Victoria sponge nearly does it for me every single time. There's not much that can actually beat it. I do love a good sticky toffee pudding, mind. I do. But I find if you have it enough times in your restaurant and things like that, it really hits you hard. It hits you in the feelings when you get a really bad one because you have it and you're just so used to some nice ones. Pardon. That when you get to it's the beef. When you get to a restaurant where it's actually really poor, it's a massive letdown. But yeah, it's it's not pretty. It's oh god. Well, it appears, ladies and gents, that the Coke can has squashed half the cake. It should roughly taste the same though. There. It's like sugar coating at the top. MVP. Can't get much better. So one of my top picks with it, I'd say, yeah, sticky toffee pudding. Oh god. I mean, warm chocolate cake in certain circumstances, because some places can really mess that up. This, you know what? I'm just not an ice cream. Yeah, I do like ice cream quite a bit. You know, desserts are massive for me. It's not. Never has been really. I don't snack either. I stick very much to individual meal times and whatever meal I'm having. Yeah, again, I sound traditional. It's like my favourite chocolate bar is probably Dairy Milk. I doubt there's many users that I'd be able to say that, but I just honestly I can't get over it. Just this little strip of Dairy Milk. I don't there's much that competes with it personally for me. Just it's my personal taste, but I don't there's much that can beat it really. I don't find much else much better. You know, I'll jump with the Percy Pig now. Now, don't get me started. I've said that there'll be nothing remotely controversial on this channel. I'll make a slight exception here. All right. I feel I'm not completely well informed on this. I'm not, but I'm pretty sure it was maybe vegan activism that got rid of Is it? So let me know in the comments. Is it gelatine or something like that? And they took it out of these. I think that's what they took out. But either way, it's a new recipe now. Standard Percy Pigs, and I'm sorry, they taste like absolute garbage. I don't want to start anything, but they do. Don't get me started on Percy Pigs. You just don't. But yeah, I never thought I'd see the day when this thing would show up. So we'll try. It's a great raspberry apple. Right, we'll see. Let's see if it tastes as bad as the new recipe. I wouldn't choose to drink that. No. No. That's nah. My own opinion, that's poor. That's poor. I'm disappointed as well because something told me I was gonna like it. Something really did tell me I was gonna like that. Oh well. Dear. I mean that stuff does the job. I mean, God, I'm stuffed now. Couldn't do another thing. I mean, I've got the Pepsi. Nah. Sorry, Pepsi product placement. Sorry, mate. I'm too full because you can't get full on liquids. By the way, I don't think people forget that. Like I cannot have. I don't understand, especially alcoholics. I do not understand how, and some of it's just really thick as well. How can you down like 13 pints of alcohol, probably more? I mean, sources of people who I know do that. Probably people do even more in a night. And how do they have room for it? How? Unless it's like bloody Nerf Super Soaker in the morning in the toilet bowl. The next day, I really don't know how there's room. I don't understand. It's, yeah, that's a hard one. Well, yeah, again, sorry Pepsi, I'm not having you drink today. Too full for it. Well, that was nice. This could absolutely bomb. It could be an alright video actually, I'm not too sure. But this is the situation I was in for the first Matthew May show. I hope anyone who watched it enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you next time in a video that is very different to this one, hopefully. And yeah, well, it should stay the formula from next video. Whatever next video is like, you should expect that going forward. But But yeah, this is surprisingly enough for the pilot. This was a different episode, a different kind of episode for the Matthew May Show. So yeah, cool, good stuff. I guess I'll see you all next time. Bye.